Our first Christmas in Cumbria was in a little cottage up Eskdale at the side of the Ravenglass and Eskdale Railway, not far from the Dalegarth tea rooms, a short walk up the railway lines. Thomas started play school in St Vigar's Church Hall just before Christmas 2001, and I got stuck on a flooded road with no one in sight. Fortunately, a man with a Land Rover came by and hauled me out. I think he worked for the Forestry Commission, and I never really got to thank him. It was a good start on Thomas's first day. In the afternoons, Thomas and I would walk up the track to St Catherine's Church by the river and stop by a large house which would be full of holiday makers nearer Christmas, but now was rather dark and forlorn. A Christmas tree had been put up in one of the windows, and I stood Thomas on the low wall to look inside. To him it was magical and never forgotten, shining in the dark. Just to ourselves and surrounded by snow-topped fells and sheep. We would go and visit the mobile library in the nearby village of Boot, which arrived every fortnight, and then sit by the fire in the local pub and drink soup, and read stories about Father Christmas and look at all the magical lights and decorations. Running home down the lane as it was getting dark to light the fire and settle in for the night. Thomas would often insist on a session of stone throwing in the river before we got across the railway track to our front gate, just in time to wave at all the children that had been to see Santa in the Dalegarth tea rooms. A place I still prefer to the now commercial one in place. The Santa Express had come up from Ravenglass and with lots of excited children and exhausted parents. It was a scary but magical time for us in Eskdale. Thomas and I lived for most of the week on our own. It was a big adventure with just a 3-year-old. But we built snowmen in the garden, walked the surrounding fells and often visited Ravenglass village down on the coast. The weather was wilder there than up in the valley, and the sea often came up its tiny street. Later we went to live there, but it was not as magical as our first Christmas time in that little cottage up Eskdale. In memory of Margaret Oldfield, August 1923 to November 1988, a place of happiness. She brought us up here.
This is Mum's mum.
Yeah.
T's grandma.
T's grandma. And this has been here for a long, long time. But it was a place of happiness for my mum. And she brought us up as a family.
Yeah.
For years on holiday. And would know this intimately up here.
Yeah.
And the last holiday she ever had was up here.
Yeah.
And before she died. Yeah.
If you enjoy these videos and like to support me, TE, and also get some behind the scenes content, please consider joining Patreon.